Hello everyone, it's Cecilia. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about pronunciation, more specifically about 5 tiny sounds that make big differences. But before we get into the video, I wanted to share something with you that's completely off topic. I'm here having my coffee, something that I love with all my heart. And I like thinking about where my food comes from. And this led me to think about the people who pick coffee beans and cacao beans. I was thinking how underpaid they are. They live in developing countries. And well, this is not official information, but from what I know and from what I could see on the internet, they make just a couple of dollars a day. How come do these people who do this job that to me is so important, they make coffee and chocolate, are so underpaid? Have you ever thought about it? Alright then, let's talk about pronunciation now. Do these 2 words that you see on the screen sound the same? How about these 2 other words? How about these 2 other words? Would you pronounce them in the same way? I'm not going to tell you how to pronounce it yet, so bear with me. Now have a look at these verbs in the past. The past of like, the past of remember, and the past of complete. How would you say them? Do you think that the ed sounds the same the 3 times? Well, no, they don't. The truth is that these words, these sounds, are very problematic for learners of English because to a non-native speaker, they sound very similar. So they can maybe use them interchangeably, but the truth is that you have to make a difference, not to confuse the other person. So let's have a look at each of these sounds in detail so that you don't make these mistakes and you're easy to understand. Sh versus j. Sh is a voiceless sound. What does that mean? It means it doesn't make your vocal cords vibrate. It's a soft sound and you can make it long. You can say shh. It's the first sound in the word shower, for example. J, on the other hand, is voiced because it does make your vocal cords vibrate. J. And you cannot make it long. It's short and strong. Now, let's have a look at some minimal pairs. Minimal pairs are words that are almost the same, but one sound is different. Let's see. She and G. Sheen and jean. Sheens and jeans. Show and Joe. Shoe and Jew. Sean and John. Shack and Jack. Shell and gel. There are other examples, of course, but yes, this is just for you to get an idea. So how would you say this name? Is it Jennifer or Jennifer? Please say Jennifer. The versus the. Both sounds are voiced, which means they make your vocal cords vibrate. So what's the difference? The difference is in the position of your mouth, of your tongue. When you say the, your tongue is between your teeth. The. If you say d, your tongue is behind your teeth, so you cannot say it. D, d, d. Let's have a look at some minimal pairs. Then and then. They and they. There and there. Though and though. V versus v. Both of these sounds are voiced. So what's the difference between them? When you say v, your lips are close to each other and you just release some air. When you say v, your upper teeth are on top of your bottom lip and you release air too. So the v sound is very, very similar to an f sound, the sound of the letter F. The only difference between v and f is that the f sound is voiceless. There's no vocal cord vibration, but when you say v, there is vocal cord vibration. That's all the difference. Now let's have a look at some minimal pairs. Boat, vote, bet, vet, berry, very, best, vest. Quite different, right? Ed in regular verbs in the past. What makes this topic so confusing is the fact that the same suffix, the same two letters, ed, can be pronounced in three different ways: t, d, or id. Yay, the magic of English. So how do you know when to pronounce t, d, or d? Well, it all depends on the last sound of the original word. Talking about sounds and not letters, because sometimes you write a letter that you don't pronounce. The letter is silent. For example, in the word love, the word love ends with an E, but you don't really say the E. The last sound is V. So that's why I'm talking about sounds and not letters. So let's have a look at some verbs in the past and how to pronounce them. Like, talk, watch, and wash. The three of them finish in a voiceless sound. Okay? And ch and sh. There are many others, but I just wanted to keep it simple. If the verb finishes in a voiceless sound, then the ed will be pronounced with another voiceless sound. In this case, t. So we should say, liked, talked, watched, and washed. I'm just writing the pronunciation here with normal letters and not with symbols, not to confuse you and scare you, but this is not the right way to write pronunciation, just for you to know. If a verb finishes with a voiced sound, sound that makes your vocal cords vibrate, then the ed will be pronounced as a d, which is a voiced sound. For example, remembered, filled, arrived, phoned. Now, what happens if the verb already finishes in a t or a d? Are you going to add another t or another d? No, of course not. In those cases, the ed sounds like id. For example, completed, needed. S at the beginning of words. This is especially challenging for speakers of Spanish. Why? Because all those words that start with S and a consonant in English start with an E in Spanish. For example, the word Spanish. We have S and P, Spanish, and in Spanish, we say español. So we add an E at the beginning. So the natural tendency is to add an E sound at the beginning of this word. So please, please, please don't do it. Let's have a look at some examples. Say Spanish. Don't say Spanish. Say students. Please don't say students. Stairs instead of stairs. And United States, not United States. Okay, so I would like you to have a look at the same words that I showed you at the beginning of the video and tell me how you will pronounce them. How would you say these two words? Boat and vote. How would you say these two other words? Shin and gin. How do you pronounce the ed in these three verbs? Liked, remembered, and completed. Are Sean and John the same person? No, of course not. Even though these sounds that I've talked about in this video may sound very similar to the non-native speaker, now you know that they make a huge difference in meaning, so please don't mix them up. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you have found this video useful and see you next time. Bye!